Now we're going to replace a set of brake pads on your bicycle. To complete this, you will need your trusty Allen key and your new brake pads. To begin the process, again with your 5mm Allen key, simply open the pinch bolt and allow the cable to drift back, giving us room to access the brake pads. With a 5mm Allen key, open the side nut on the brake pad, simply unscrew it, again turning to the left, and lift out the pad like so. Don't be too concerned at this point about any of the washers which are on the brake pad, because your new brake pad comes with a full set of washers in place. The system with the washers is quite simple. There are 6 of them, and they're divided into a long silver part, a brass piece which sit together, and a short silver piece. Again, you can see the curvature on the inside here, and a second brass piece which is designed to marry in with that piece. So our brake pad has the long silver piece and the small brass part. Simply slide the brake pad back into the brake caliper with the 2 washers on the inside, followed by the second small silver washer and the brass piece like so. Complete the job by putting on the outside washer and the lock nut. Turning this to the right once we have it in place with the Allen key again. And loosely position. We don't want to over tighten at this point. Now let's do the other side. And again, the same process. Allen key in place. Remove the outside locker. Place down. Remove the washers from the outside. And simply slide out the old brake pad from the caliper. Leaving that to one side, we have our second brake pad, and again screw off the lock nut, lift off the outside washers, leaving the 2 on the inside, and place the second brake pad into the caliper. Follow this again with the silver washer and the brass piece, again, which is designed to marry in. The last small washer, and finally the lock nut on the outside of the brake pad. And again, at this point, we're not aiming to over tighten, simply to have your brakes in place. When you're doing this job, if you have removed both brake pads from the front and you have opened up these and you get a little bit confused about the washers, simply refer to your back brakes which are in place and repeat exactly what you can see on the back brakes to place the front brake pads in place. Once we have this done, let's open up the pinch bolt again and pull the cable through to its original position. Now what we want to do, our brake pads are in place, we simply at this point want to go back to each brake pad, loosen them very slightly and line the brake pad up with the rim. Again, I'm not going to over tighten, I'm simply just holding that in place. Do the same on the opposite side. Open it slightly. You can see the pad will move up and down along the caliper here, and simply line it up until it's level with the brake pad. At this point, just give it a slight tighten to hold it in place. Now what we want to do is to pull the brakes, and in doing so, we're forcing the pad against the rim, ensuring that the pad is absolutely straight against the rim. The pressure that I'm applying here will actually straighten that pad for you. Once you have it in place and straight, still holding the brake lever up here so that the pressure is maintained, simply tighten off the brake pad. You don't need to over tighten on these, simply tighten it until you get a good bite on this lock nut here at the outside. Still holding on to the brake lever at this point, I'm turning it around and tightening the pad on this side. Our pads are now replaced, tightened and lined up against the rim. At this point, the brakes are still a little bit loose, so we have two options. We can open the pinch bolt here, take up a little bit of slack from the cable and tighten it again, or we can use the ferrule adjusting nut on the lever itself, turn it anti-clockwise. This takes up again some of the slack from the inner cable, moving the pads closer to the rim, and when you're happy with that position, simply turn the inside lock nut back against the lever. This stops the ferrule sliding back and forward. Those brakes are stopping us. We're very happy with that.